And welcome to the team call. Just kidding. Okay, so happy post-summit, whether you were there or not. I definitely feel like you're probably feeling some of the energy and the momentum coming off that event, which is exciting. I don't want you to beat yourself up about if you weren't there, because you can always go next year and you have 12 whole months to get there, right? So tonight, I'm actually excited because I'm going to give you guys a tool, which I love to give you because I used to be terrible at giving tools. And now, look at me, I'm giving tools. But I wrote down some notes while I was at Summit. And one of the main, well, not one of the main things, but one of the things that I think we struggle with in our business a little bit is when we're struggling or one of our coaches is struggling and we don't freaking know how to help them, right? We're like, I don't know what to ask you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do with this. Like, you're telling me you're struggling and I'm trying to give you everything that I have, but like, I don't know how to fix it. So I'm going to do a little call regarding this because I think that at some point, like, you might be on it right now, the struggle bus, which is what I'm going to call it, right? You might be on the struggle bus right now. Or you might have a coach that's on it, right? Look at my little struggle bus. Welcome aboard the struggle bus. I call it this because I don't know what else to call it. And I feel like some people like jump off the success train and they kind of get stuck on the struggle bus and they don't know how to get off it. So I wanted to go over this a little bit tonight because I think that it's important to understand that you're not the only one that's been here. I've been on the struggle bus a bajillion times, and I really tried to sit down and figure out how I get off it and also how we can help our coaches overcome this. So if we can do a call about this stuff and we have a tool in place, right, for when coaches need this, then I think that's important. So there's a couple things. I feel like we say a lot. Here's how I succeed, or here's what okay, let me start over. Erase that. Here's what I think. I think, especially at Summit, I heard this a lot. I'm successful. This is what we did to become successful, right? We hit Success Club. We signed up X amount of coaches. We got paid every week. My very favorite one is we did the 4 vital behaviors every day, right? I've said that myself. What I hate about that is it's super vague. Like, even though the vital behaviors are not vague, like they're very specific, like that answer is very vague. And I think sometimes when you are struggling, when you get vague sort of, just hit Success Club, just sign up 3 to 5 coaches a month, just do the 4 vital behaviors, like that's not enough. Like, sometimes you really got to dig deeper in order to get out of that rut. So what I wanted to do tonight is just help overcome some of these obstacles that we're having by taking some action. And I want to help you guys see what it means to see what the vital behaviors look like in action. Does that make sense? I want you guys to not just know the vital behaviors, but I want you to know how to do them. And I think that that's really sometimes where it's like, am I doing this right? Did I read? Because I'm going to tell you right now, like, doing your personal development isn't opening a book for 15 minutes and then closing it a day. Right? I think somebody checked their personal development off and they're like, oh, I did that vital behavior today. That's not doing personal development, right? That's reading a book. So here's what I want to help define is the action behind the behaviors, right? The vital action, the vital behaviors in action. So first of all, I just wanted to go over some of these things individually so that we can understand them a little bit better. And this might be kind of boring and annoying for some people, but I'm hoping that you guys will really pay attention and get something out of this, because here's the questions that I wrote down. So at Summit, what I started to do in every single session and every single thing, I wrote different topics that I felt like I was seeing a lot of, or that I knew coaches would want help with, or where I struggled mentoring people, right? So I wrote mentoring on one of the top of the pages. I wrote the struggle bus on another one. I just wrote different topics where I felt like I needed to be a better leader and improve more things. And so with each session and each meeting that we did, I just wrote down things that were related to those things. And that's how I came up with this list. So here's what I think. One of the things that was said by Amy Silverman in one of the sessions was, are you challenging yourself within the 4 vital behaviors? And for some reason, like, that really stuck out to me, because I think we do the 4 vital behaviors, but we don't really challenge ourselves in them. That was huge for me. I took a giant piece of nugget away with that, because you know what? Like, at a certain point, when Success Club does just become part of your everyday and you don't have to think about it anymore, it's just something that you do, it's very different to challenge yourself with that, instead of just set the goal and hit the minimum requirement every single month, right? So are you challenging yourself in the 4 vital behaviors? This is a question you can ask your coaches that are struggling. Number 1, are you struggling with, or are you challenging yourself in the vital behaviors? The second thing you can ask, and this was another huge takeaway that I got, which I talked a little bit about on the post-summit call last night, but are you a product of the product? So for a lot of us, I think that when we hear that, we're like, oh, I'm doing my workouts, I'm drinking Shakeology, right? But are you conducting yourself as a leader, as a coach? Are you active status, right? That was one of the things that I took away big time from that, is one of, I think it was, I don't know, I can't remember who it was that said it, but she said, if you're not active status, you're not a product of the product. Which I thought was huge. I'm like, okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. And you know what? You're right. So these little things that you can take away, like, I think that that's something that, you know, if your coaches are struggling, but they're not even active status, but they want to actively grow a business, that's a big thing. You're kind of contradicting yourself. So those are things that I think are important to kind of bring up. The other thing that I think needs to be a big question on this list is, what workout are you doing? What program are you doing, right? If they're like, well, I've been doing, you know, random stuff on Bot, or I've been doing this or this, and you're saying, are you doing it consistently? Are you doing it every single day? Are you following an actual structured program to get structured results? Or are you just working out because you feel like you have to, right? It's intentional. Like, what you guys are doing needs to be intentional. And so what program are you doing? A lot of the times when my coaches are struggling, or when somebody comes to me about this, that's the very first thing that I look at. Are they doing their workouts? Are they doing their program? Are they drinking Shakeology? Are they actually trying to physically get to that next level within their own goals, right? And then another thing is, when did you last post a transformation photo of you completing a program? You know, because I think we do a lot of programs sometimes, and we forget that those before and after photos of us starting and finishing something are really the more powerful message there. Not even just what you look like after before and after, but that you actually did something from start to finish again and again and again and again and again. It's that proof of consistency, right? So these are just some of the questions that I was writing down, and I started to think to myself, you know, like, I don't think people really understand what the 4 vital behaviors are and what the actions are behind these. So I created a list for you guys, and I created, like, basically what I did when I created this was, and I'm going to show it to you in a second, was, what can I give a coach who's struggling, like seriously struggling, that they can grasp onto, latch onto, that's not hit Success Club, do the 4 vital behaviors, just push for rank, set a goal, right? But like actionable things that they can check off every day. So it's not a power hour. It's not any of that. What it is a sheet of vital actions that show I'm doing the 4 vital behaviors, not just pretending to go through the motions or thinking I am, right? So I'm just going to share this with you guys so that you can see it. And it's still kind of a work in progress, but I like it because it's just a little bit different than your typical power hour or tracker or whatever. It's just something different. And I think sometimes when you are struggling, you need something different to really call yourself to action. And one thing that we learned at Summit was the value of hard work, and how a lot of people aren't really willing to do the hard work. And I sat and thought to myself, what are the actions that I do every single day that help me check off my 4 vital behaviors that eventually get me to the point of hitting Success Club and getting paid every single week and signing up 3 to 5 coaches a month. Like, there's specific actions that go behind it. So this is just sort of the little list that I got. And this is a daily tracker. So if this sounds like something that's more like your jam, it's a little different than any of the other ones that we have put out. But again, I think when you can just find a tool that works for you and they all kind of lead to the end result, I think that's really what's important. So for example, on this one, it talks about the daily vital behaviors in action, right? So these are what I'm going to call the vital actions behind the vital behaviors. Sharing and inviting. And I just kind of broke it down. Like, what does that actually mean to share and invite? So I just made this really simple. And you ask yourself, have I shared today? A, then I am a product of the product. B, have I shared my program and my progress? Have I shared results today? That's not necessarily like your own personal results, but it could be somebody else's, right? Have I shared value and a takeaway? Have I shared value and given people something that they can take away and apply? Am I being trustworthy? Am I being transparent? Am I speaking truth? That's something that I took away from Shaun T, and anybody that heard that in his general session was freaking amazing. But he talked about that, trust, transparency, and truth, the real Shaun T's or whatever he called it. I thought that was awesome because here's the thing, when you guys are posting, like, I think a lot of people are like, what should I post? What content how should I say this? The thing is, you guys, you should be saying it however you feel it. I think sometimes you're afraid to say things because you're going to come off a certain way, but you have to be authentic. And I think when you look back at your post and you can say to yourself, this is my truth, I'm being transparent, right? Then people are going to trust you. So that is an awesome rule. And I love that. And just asking yourself that every day is huge. I think using our community and keeping things fun, like they talked about a lot at Summit. Carl is really on this fun kick right now, like trying to bring the fun back into the fitness, is also huge because a lot of people come to Beachbody for the community. And that's so prevalent, especially at Summit, like how many people are there because of the support, because of the family, because of what we've built as a huge company. That community and the fun and the recognition should be called on every day. If you guys are struggling, and I struggle with this part of it because I really don't feel like I'm that fun or cool of a person, I have to rely a lot on the community and the fun things that Beachbody's putting out there to infuse that into my business. So if you're focused on that every day, like, how can I make this post fun? How can I make my value add in my group page more fun? How can I bring the community aspect of my invite and make it more prevalent? Like, these are the things that you really need to be thinking about. So, and then, have I had a call to action today of some kind? And you guys, here's one thing I really want to clarify. A call to action isn't email me if you're interested, or message me if you want to get fit, or some of you guys got to get creative with your call to actions. Not every single day should you be focused on getting a new customer into your group page with every single post. Sometimes your call to action needs to be, if you worked out today, say I. It's creating that community and building those relationships with your following and your audience, right? So again, they trust you. They know you're transparent. There's truth behind what you say. And eventually they'll reach out to you. Okay, one thing, and I am going to call one of my girls out. Maybe I won't say her name. But one of my girls was talking to me about this today. I'm doing all this inviting. I'm doing all this stuff. I see everybody else is getting a lot of comments and interaction on their social media, and I'm not. What am I doing wrong? And to be honest with you, I think a lot of the time is spent like on thinking, how can I start a conversation with somebody out of nothing? And who can I start a conversation with? Instead of opening the door through your posts, attracting people to you, and making your focal point more oriented around how can I be more visible and more open for people to reach out to me, right? So in your posts and you sharing your story every single day. And by that, I mean, when you post on your social media, I did my workout, here's how my day went, right? Here's what I'm working towards. Can I get an amen? That's a call to action, right? Because somebody has to go on there and say, amen. So get creative with your call to actions. It doesn't always have to be join my challenge group, message me if you want to get fit. Like sometimes people are going to connect with you because of your personality and through these small call to actions that you're throwing out there because they feel like a part of your family already. And they'll be like, I worked out today because of you. Like sometimes people will say that. And to me, that's like everything because it's not just about getting them in your group page or getting them to be your customer. It's really building that relationship and building that organization and building your tribe. So if you really want to build that, then you got to treat your followers and the people that you're talking to when you post as if they're already part of it. You know what I mean? Like you're just talking to your BFF in your posts. So when you guys do your call to actions, I want there to be more creativity with that, so that you guys are attracting people to you instead of kind of pushing them away. Because I think some of those generic ones do that. They look icky and they seem insincere. Sometimes I'll see like this awesome post and everything is perfect in it until the very end. If you want to get fit, hit me up. If you want to get fit, message me, right? It's not like there's nothing behind that invite. Right? It's just kind of falls flat. It's like this huge, amazing, inspirational post. And then at the very end, you ruin it because you want something from them. But you're not telling them what they're going to get in return if they respond. Right? So just paying more attention to your sharing and inviting. These are really great things on a daily basis that you should be sharing and throwing invites into and little calls to action into. Takeaways, value, all that stuff, right? The next part of it kind of goes along with being a product of the product. And I loved this concept of leading the change, right? Because we talk about all the time, like I have to be the one doing it first. We talk about that all the time, providing value. I need to be working out and eating healthy. I need to challenge myself in this vital behavior of being a product of the product and share more than I did yesterday. Recognize progress in all areas, right? Another part of being a product of the product is staying positive. That is something that is overlooked immensely, right? Your mindset and how you feel every day and your forward thinking is so advantageous to you when you struggle and when you hit obstacles, right? If you can focus yourself on staying positive and finding the good, finding the lesson, and not just finding the lesson, but sharing it and teaching it, then you've added value. You've led the change. You are leading the change that you want to instill in the people that you're working with. The other part of that, when you do personal development, this is something I wanted to talk about a little bit because Scotty Hobbs talked about this a little bit in one of his sessions, and I liked it because I think you can do personal development, and you can, like I said, you can open a book, you can read for 15 minutes, but then you close it, and that's the end. You have to apply it. Right? So it's not just about doing it, it's about sharing it and then applying it. If you take something that you've read or heard or seen and you're like, wow, that is super impactful, immediately turn around and share that. Teach it to somebody else, because what that does is it helps you apply it. It sinks it in 3 times instead of just the first time that you read it. You don't forget it 5 seconds after you read it. And I think that that's really helpful. So when you guys do your personal development, this is also something, you guys, that you can do to give people for free. If you're just sharing your personal development every day, that's improving people's lives and helping them be more positive and giving them takeaways of value. So you can almost kill a lot of birds with one stone here if you really just follow these little paths. The next step of this every single day is taking vital action. Okay, so knowing your vital behaviors, but also taking action in them. So did I take vital action when it came to lifting my life today and lifting other people? Did I take action in trying to hit Success Club and making gains in that area? Did I make actions and invites and share things so that I could find 3 to 5 new coaches a month? right? Did I get paid today? This is something I talked a little bit about on the call last night, and I just wanted to reiterate this because those three things, you guys, should just be non-negotiables. They shouldn't be goals, right? Hitting Success Club, signing up 3 to 5 new coaches a month, and getting paid every single week should just be your minimum expectations on yourself. Those aren't goals, okay? Your goal is something like, I want to pay off 6 figures of debt. I want to hit so-and-so rank. I want to do this with my life. I want to hit this fun thing in my business. So I just want to talk about this for a second. If you guys can look at Success Club and signing up 3 to 5 coaches a month and getting paid every single week, a non-negotiable, a minimum expectation in your business, guess what your goals get to be based around? Things that you actually have heart and soul in, right? You get it. And here's the other side of that. When you're struggling, it's extremely difficult to get off the struggle bus if you have no clarity. That's the first thing that you really need to figure out is the clarity of your vision and your goals. And a lot of the times when people are struggling, A, they don't have strong goals. B, they don't know how to goal set. C, they're just sort of copying and doing what everybody else is doing and they think they're not. Or 4, they're just looking at all of these power hour sheets and all of this stuff and they're not really staying true to who they are or what they want. So number 1, in order for us to kind of get off the struggle bus and get moving forward and actually taking action instead of just ingesting all of this information, you have to have really strong, clear goals. They can be as big or as small as you want, but they need to be clear, they need to be solid, and they need to be actual goals. So every single coach in Team Lift at all times should A, have a rank goal, B, have a financial goal, and C, have a personal or fun goal for their business. You need all 3 things because the fun goal is what's going to really keep fueling you forward. That's the exciting part of it. That's the fun part of it. That's when you get to wake up every day and push for something that you probably never would have been able to, right? If you don't have a rank goal and you don't have a financial goal, where are you going? How are you going to move forward in your business? So those 3 things are extremely important. And I would identify those 3 things with very precise clarity and set a date for each one. Just to give you guys an example, when I very first started coaching, my 3 solid goals were, my first rank goal was diamond, and I wanted to do it in 45 days. So that was my goal and my date. My second was to earn $100,000 and pay off my student loans. That was more of a vague time frame, but I wanted to do it within a couple years of becoming a coach. And then my fun goal was to hit, I think, 2-star diamonds and develop 2 new leaders. That was my goal. Those were my goals for my business. They didn't change until I hit them. And then I set new ones. I would say the actions behind those goals that I set were, number 1, selling something every single week and getting paid. That was a huge goal of mine, right? But it was a huge action step. And that's what I want it to be for you. It was an action step that I took every single week in order to be able to do these things. I had to get paid in order to make $100,000 and pay off my 6-figure student loan, right? If I didn't, then I wasn't working towards that goal. That's something that I don't think a lot of coaches have focus on every week. But if you can think to yourself, I need to hit Success Club, I need to sign up 3 to 5 new coaches, and I need to get paid every single week, right? Think about how much more you're going to do. It's important to have those non-negotiables, those minimum expectations. If Beachbody came out with a KPI, that's the only word I can think of that probably a lot of you don't even know what that is. But if Beachbody came out and said, you have to hit Success Club, you have to get paid every single week, and you have to sign up 3 to 5 new coaches in August or we're terminating your coach account, how many people would get terminated? Right? Think about your day job and all the things that you have to do. And if you don't, then you get fired, right? You guys are your own bosses. So it's a little bit different of a scenario, but there still are minimum requirements. As coaches, I expect you guys to be doing those things every single month. If you want to create impact, if you want to build your income, if you want to financially change your life and change the life of other people, then you have to do these things. It just, I don't know one coach who's reached, these higher levels that haven't done one of these three things on some level every single month, right? I'm not saying that everybody has to do it to the 10th degree and to be 15-star diamond coach and whatever, but whatever goal you set, right? Whether it's rank, financial, or fun, these three things can help you get there. That's what I'm saying. These action steps and making these non-negotiables in your business every single month are going to get you there. So there's that. So did I take vital action in my life today to lift my life, to lift other people? Did I work to hit Success Club? Did I work to find 3 to 5 new coaches a month? Did I work to get paid? Okay. And then the very last one, progress. Recognizing your progress. Did I do all I could do? And this is really important. Did I do all that I could do today? And again, you guys, this is a daily tracker. It's not a weekly. It's not a monthly. It's just a daily sheet to help you focus and make sure that you're doing the right actions behind the vital behaviors to hit your goals, okay? The progress. Did I do all I could do to share and invite, to lead the change, to take vital action in my business, to create growth, impact, and income? Think about if you looked at this every single day when you were struggling, and these are the things that you were checking off. Not how many customers did I recruit, how many coaches did I recruit, how many points did I get, right? It's just a different way to look at this. I will tell you guys, and I've been thinking about this a lot. I hear all the time, make a list, right? Make a list for your business of all the people that you want to help. I've never really sat down and made a giant list, okay? I don't have a goal to recruit 10 people a day. I don't have a goal to do a lot of those things. My goals and my action steps are solid, they're clear, but they don't look like everybody else's. So one thing that I want you guys to really understand when you hear things from coaches, there's a lot of things that have been taught that I don't always think are, they're not always what's actually being used, if that makes sense. They're taught because it helps people focus and bring clarity and give them organization, give them tools, right? The thing that I've been trying to do over the last 6 months is really give you guys things that I'm actually doing. There isn't anything on that list that I just showed you that's write a list of 20 names. You know what I mean? For me, that doesn't work. I think if you guys are really focused on your own journey and changing your own life and putting that out there that other people can do it too, people will start coming to you for help. You don't have to go out and look for it because you're attracting those kind of people. My whole entire goal as, the leader of this team or whatever is to teach you guys ways to run your business naturally so that it speaks to you, so that it's just part of your life, so that it's who you are. Everything that I've done in my business is simple. I have a rule of I'm only going to do this once, right? And I want you guys to start getting in the practice of this now, because it's really easy to get caught up in a lot of other things. And then when something happens to you or your business, or like a coach falls out of rank, or if you miss Success Club 1 month, or if, some of all these other things that are catastrophic in your eyes happen, it throws you completely off. But if you're still focused on your core values as a coach, I want to get people results. I want to help people get fit. I want my customers and coaches to know that I love them, right? And show that community, show that support, show that love, make it fun. That's what's really going to attract people to you. Instead of you thinking and spending so much time on how can I go out and start a conversation with somebody? What should I say? How should I say it? Just freaking say it how you would say it, and you're going to learn how to do it. I fully 100% believe that you have to fail in conversations in order to find your way. And this business is so funny because Everybody's goals and everybody's way of going about how they succeed is different. And I'm realizing this so much, that every single person that's come before you, that you look up to, that you admire, that you want to be like, that you set your goals because you've seen that they've done it and that it's possible and it inspires you, they all got there a different way. Everybody's just doing it the only way they know how, that they know how. So I'm giving you guys permission to take whatever tools that we have out there and apply them in a way that's applicable to you, that makes it simple for you to run this, that makes it feel natural to you, that makes you feel motivated and inspired to go out and put out good content and show your face on social media. Because there's lots of days where I'm sure you guys are like, I don't want to freaking post another photo of myself for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's days where you would rather die than plug in. But if you could build your business in a way that it just becomes part of your life and it's so natural to you to just do it, then you don't have to think about it anymore. You don't stress about it as much. You feel empowered to live the way that you're living. And if you guys can start doing that right now and just identifying what brings you joy in this business, and that's what you focus on, then you will be successful. So think about that. That's another thing that I think us helping coaches identify is important. What brings you joy in this business? When do you feel the happiest? When do you feel the most powerful and empowered and like you're doing something good, right? What one thing Tracy Morrow said was what is your gift zone? And I loved that, because she's like, everybody has different strengths, everybody has different gifts. What is your gift? Because you have one, right? Just really getting to know who you are and be living proof of that is important. I think just kind of looking at this in a different way when you are struggling, and I don't know if this is like a list that everybody would use every single day, but I definitely looked at this, and to me, it spoke volumes. I was like, okay, I could do this, right? Instead of looking at, you need 15 diamonds in order to be 15-star diamond, and that means you need 1,200 coaches, active status, right? Like that kind of stuff, I'm like, well, I don't freaking know what's going on. But if I look at this list and it says, did I share my results today? I can say, I didn't share my results today. I better do that. Hey, did I share anything with value and give people a takeaway that they could apply immediately and become better? No, I didn't. When was the last time I did? I don't know, right? If you can just start to identify sort of these little actions that happen when you are actually doing the 4 vital behaviors, your business is going to change. And it's going to change for the better, and it's going to change quick. So I would recommend even just taking this list and printing it off and trying it for 7 days. Forget about everything else. Focus on these things and see if people start coming to you. See if your social media goes up. See if your conversations get better. See if a lot more value is brought to your business. See if your mindset starts to become more positive and forward thinking, right? It's interesting, but you get a lot of information and a lot of inspiration when you're at these big events. There's a lot of momentum built up. You get super excited. You identify a lot of the areas of growth in your business and what you need to fix and what you need to change. But I think when you get home, sometimes you get overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. So you just fall back into your same habits. And that's what we don't want to do. They talked a lot about how, and Gary Vaynerchuk was so awesome. And whoever missed it should watch the replay of that session, because he's super straightforward. And Mike and I have followed him for a long time, but he's just super straightforward. And he basically said, I'm not afraid to share all of my secrets because I know 99% of you won't do anything with them. And I thought that was so powerful. And that's so true. 1% of people maybe took what he said and applied it immediately, right? Maybe another 1% went home and are trying to figure it out. But that's the truth, you guys. It doesn't take much to outbeat the competition. It doesn't take much to outwork the competition. If you just added a couple things, think about how many other people that you're outworking already just by applying a couple more hours, a couple more productive activities, a couple less time wasters. Time is a funny thing. People want it. They want more of it. It's the one thing you can't get back. But yet, so many people are willing to waste the time that they do have. Think about how much time has been wasted in your business because A, your goals weren't clear, B, your goals weren't set, C, you were afraid or had roadblocks because you didn't work through personal development. 4, you waited for information, for trainings, for somebody else to hold your hand. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, you guys. At some point, we just have to do it, right? I will tell you, you learn the fastest when you fail. You learn the fastest when you fail. So the more opportunities you can provide yourself to fail, the faster you will succeed. I know that sounds freaking crazy, but it's true. Carl Deichler said the most amazing thing, and I loved it so much because it's something Mike and I have been talking a lot about. Because on a daily basis, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure this all out as I go, right? Which I'm sure a lot of you guys think too. But he said, there's no handbook to be the CEO of Beachbody. I didn't know what it meant to be the CEO of Beachbody until I was the CEO of Beachbody. And it's the same thing with all of your businesses. You don't know what it's like to be the CEO of your own Beachbody business, but you are the CEO of your Beachbody business. So we got to figure it out, right? But it's exciting. And I think when you don't really put a time frame on how long you're going to be a coach, and there's just no question in your mind ever of, oh my gosh, I'm going to quit. I hate this. And all you're thinking about is, how can I be better? How can I be a better coach? How can I coach people better? How can I bring more value? How can I matter to someone, right? Then a lot of these other things, they just work themselves out. So all the training in the world isn't going to ever prepare you 100%. You got to let it go. You just got to start doing something. So my takeaway for you guys tonight is number 1, and I want you guys, whoever is on this call, to post these up in Team Lift as proof, physical proof, okay, that you are clear, you're connected, you know where you're going, you know why you're going there, and you're going to get after it. I want you to have a rank goal and a date. And until you in your mind can commit and connect to that, do not post it. Okay? So if you're sitting down and you're like, okay, I want to be diamond because that's what everybody wants me to be, you're doing it wrong. What do you want? You can put your final goal, you can put your immediate goal, whatever it is. But I want you to put whatever it is and make it your truth. Transparency, trust, and truth, right? The 3 T's. Make sure that you're being transparent with yourself. You're being truthful with yourself, right? So that other people can trust you, so that you can trust yourself. Because how many times have you set a goal and not hit it? You don't want to do that anymore. Now is the time to set a goal and get there so that you can trust yourself that when you set your next goal, there's no doubt in your mind that you can do it. What's your rank goal? What's the date? What's your financial goal? Guys, this can be anything. Anything. It can be, I want to buy my kid a gumball tomorrow with Beachbody money. I don't care what it freaking is, but I want you to set the goal. Okay? I want you to have a financial goal. It's important. If you guys want to change people's lives financially, that's critical. You have to force yourself to think about these things. I know for a fact that there are people in this world who grow up never being allowed to dream bigger. I know there's people in this world who have never set a goal a day in their life and don't even freaking know how. I know that there are people who didn't even know that there was something bigger to strive for. That's real. That's legitimate. If that's you, I'm telling you right now, there's so much more for you. You have so much potential that you can tap into at any point, as long as you are willing and you are ready. So if you don't know how to set goals, what's my favorite thing to say? GTS. Google that shit. Get it done. Okay? Here's another thing, side note. If there's something right now that's blocking you from moving forward in any way, your goal and your assignment from this point on after the call is to Google it and figure it out. Fix it. Stop brushing it under the rug. Stop feeling bad about yourself that you're not good at something. Stop feeling like you should be somewhere where you're not, or that you should be further along than you are, right? And just freaking figure it out. Fix the issue so that you can move forward. Sometimes all that is doing something, right? It's just moving forward. Just move forward. Set your rank goals, set your financial goals, set the dates. It's not a goal unless it has a date and it's measurable, okay? And then your very last one is my favorite one. And this is one that I want you guys to be the most excited about. What do you want to do? What is your personal goal? What is a fun goal that you want to achieve with coaching? Okay, and what I mean by that with coaching is one of my fun goals was to be able to do an international vacation every year with Mike and pay for it with Beachbody money. Right? That's a freaking fun goal to me. Another fun goal of mine was to hit Premier. Another fun goal of mine is to hit Millionaire Circle. Right? So just so you guys know, for me, my rank goal is I want to be a 15-star diamond by next summit. That's a big freaking scary ass goal, right? My financial goal is I want to hit Millionaires Club by next summit. That's also a very scary goal, right? And then my fun goal would be to hit elite, which I've never really pushed for, but I feel like I'm at a point now where I can, right? So I want you guys to do these things that are going to impact your life and the way that you look at yourself and the way that you get to live. They're not going to be the same as everybody else's, and they shouldn't be. You guys are all in different situations, and my goals have changed 1,000 times over the years as I've checked things off the list. There's been goals that I've let go of completely because they don't make sense for my life. Even though I want them, and even though I think it would be awesome, and even though I think I could do it, it doesn't fit with who I am and what I'm willing to sacrifice or put together. Does that make sense? So my advice is for you guys to really figure out and clarify what you want to do so that you know where you can go. I think that if you are in a place of struggle, a lot of the times it's because you feel unorganized, but you can't organize until you have clarity. So there needs to be clarity first so that you can organize your vision. So hopefully this little list will help. It's just kind of a fun tool. It's not really meant to be like your power hour or like this magic list that's going to make you successful. What it is something that when you're struggling, you can look at and reconnect with yourself and reground and figure out who you are and what you're doing and why you're doing it and how all of these things are going to affect your bottom line and your long-term goal. Okay. Do any of you guys have any questions about this? Does this sound like something that you will like? I look at this and I'm like, this is awesome. I wish every freaking coach would do this every single day. The value we would put out and the impact we would have if people just did this would be incredible, right? So I'm going to post this up in Team Lift so that you guys have it. And then you can mold it and make it whatever you want. But I hope that you can put this in your workspace, hang it on the wall. You don't even have to use it and check it off. But if you hang it on the wall, these values and these actionable steps are there in front of you. So when you feel lost and you sit down and you're like, I have 10 minutes. What the freak am I supposed to do? I have to hit Success Club. I got to sign up a coach. I got to get paid this week. What do I do? This is what you do. You look at this list, you find 5 things and you do them. And I promise you, you will feel better. When you feel good, you are able to project that onto other people and help them feel good, right? That's how you create change. That's how you inspire people and motivate people and move people forward. That's how you move yourself forward. So these are good things that I think we can take away this week and focus on, bringing more clarity. Post your goals, print this out, put it in your workspace, post a picture of it, print it out and up in your workspace, And let's just try it for a week and see how it goes and see if it changes the way that we think and add value for this week and how that affects our business. I think that that would be good. The very last thing, and then I'll let you guys go, the banner. So I still don't have access to my reports. My freaking account is a mess for some reason, but I thought it would be cool to kind of do a different kind of recognition this month anyway. So I still am going to recognize Success Club and PV Club and the Leadership Ladder, but I wanted to get better at recognizing some of the things that aren't always necessarily related to that, and just sharing some stories and things like that. So we're going to see some different names up on the actual banner, but I am going to post recognition for all those other things too, just so you guys know. But one thing I really wanted to do to help you guys become more self-sufficient in your own businesses is I'm going to call for accountability on your stuff. So on Wednesdays, I'm going to say, where are you at in Success Club? Where are you at with PV Club? And where did you hit on the Leadership Ladder, if you have, for this month, so that you guys can go in and look it up, see where you're at, face it, right? Are you catching my drift? Face it, and then work forward. You can say, okay, I'm here. This is where I want to be. I'm going to work this week to get and move forward. So that's kind of the concept, but I will post the other stuff, just so you know, so because I know the banner changed, and that's why. So some names will be up there tomorrow for this week, and I love you, and I hope that this helps, and I hope you guys are fired up and super excited about your businesses and your goals, and you take this momentum and you freaking do the best you've ever done as a coach this month, and I will talk to you guys next week.